Ginger. Let's just get right into it here. Spy little kick save at the end of the day there. I gave you guys a range yesterday before the CPI numbers came out. It's 471 to 465. As long as we were below 471, we would just range bound 465. But right at the end there, they painted the daily candle. We closed above 471, so the same thing still stands. I mean, we closed above 471. What's up, Yash? And I said as long as we close above 471, we can continue to rally here, guys. I know the CPI number came in line 7%. Big bull fake out in the morning. I mean, I got sucked into some Facebook in the morning as well after that. But we made it back on puts. We changed mind really quickly. Market was super boring other than the first hour of the day, really. In the morning, CPI number came out here. We got a big rip. We opened higher. We took one little 20-minute uptick, and then for the rest, just sold it completely off. Lost the low of the day, lost the pre-market lows, and then we just kind of chopped all day. If you guys keep trying to cheat, what's up, Andrew? How you doing? If you guys keep trying to trade when it's just choppy like this is when options premiums get destroyed. I'm sure a lot of you guys have felt this. So most of the time, sometimes it's just better to trade the first hour of the day. Right now, recently, it's better to trade the first hour of the day. That's where most of the move comes, and then obviously the rest of the day, lots of chop and indecision. And right now, if you asked 100 people what the market's going to do tomorrow, higher or lower, 50 will tell you up and 50 will tell you down. What's up, Vladdy? What's up, Crobledo? So yeah, just complete chop. I mean, when it's like this, you guys, it's way better to just sit on your hands, wait for good opportunities instead of trying to guess what's going to happen. Same thing with QQQ, big rip, beginning of the day and pre-market. Kind of ran out of gas there, pulled back here. See, so we're still sitting inside this weekly channel that I showed you guys. This is the main thing. Where do we close on Friday? Do we close inside the channel on Friday, or do we close outside? If we close below on Friday, then I think we can have a sustained pullback. Like, there could be a big correction coming. If we close back inside the channel, we can just go right back to all-time highs, guys. Keep your minds open. A lot of bearish stuff out there right now, but we have to play the price action. Other than that, still in the channel, not much to say. Looks like we rejected the 21-day today at the highs. 21-day moving average is at 390.38. Today's high was 390.20. So just about at the 20-day moving average. 21-day moving average we rejected. Came back down. 387.25 is the 8-day. We closed 10 cents above the 8-day. So they just try to save it. No, Andrew, I sold my equity and I haven't looked at it since. It's just chopped there as well. It showed strength today. Melly we're talking about, but again, it's really tough to call out like longer term swings or equities right now. It's just no one knows the direction. XLF is parabolic. Like, when is XLF this far off its 8-day for that many days? You barely ever see it. It usually ends in a big correction like this. Bank earnings start Friday. I will probably be looking for some bank puts, either probably tomorrow. Going into those earnings, it's a risky play, obviously. I just think XLF is way too extended here. It's not sustainable, and they've already done the earnings run up. I think they've priced in the earnings. It might be a sell the news reaction, so I will be looking for either XLF puts tomorrow or individual bank puts tomorrow. IWM super weak today as well. If you guys look at this chart, I called it out back here. I said this is either an inverse head and shoulders forming, and we're going to take out this 225, 226 area and keep going back to all-time highs, or we're going to reject here and it's going to form an actual head and shoulder. So right now it looks like we're forming the right shoulder. I don't want to get rid of these lines. They're very important support and resistance lines, but I'll get rid of these for you. And this is what I'm seeing on IWM now. It looks like it's just forming the right shoulder. So you guys see this one shoulder here. Get rid of this. So there's one shoulder here. Here's the head, and now we're forming the right shoulder. Where does the right shoulder form and then break down? But again, these things can bounce like crazy. I think there's a lot of people short still. There's a lot of people out there talking very, very bearish, so they might have to squeeze them out before they actually dump it. I'm not sure. Right now, the market does look weak, as you guys see, and it's like almost impossible to swing calls unless you're talking about China or something. Day to day, everything is different, so it's mostly a scalper trader market, just taking advantage of volatility right now. Other than that, ES rejected right off this resistance at 47.40. This morning I sent you the chart of the resistances and supports. I hope you guys drew them out. It's pretty clear where we rejected today. Right about here, look at this. So at 10:15, we spiked pre-market right here when the inflation numbers came out, kind of went sideways, spiked when the regular trading hours opened here, went right up, and we almost touched it. We were 50 cents away from the resistance and just a complete rejection. This rejection right here is what made me sell that Facebook call and go short into IWM. We nailed the IWM puts. I think Vlad hit them the best. But just look at this rejection. This is not what you want to see. When you go to a resistance, you want it to flag out under there or just slightly come down, not a complete V-shaped rejection. Like, let me show you guys last time. Like, this is what you want to see at resistance, guys. Right here. You see how it touched the resistance? Obviously, it's going to be difficult to get through there. That's why it's called the resistance. And it just kind of flagged under, and then we broke through and held it on a retest. That's what you want to see at resistance. You do not want to see a complete V-shaped rejection and lose low of the days. So that's what made me get out of those Facebook calls in the morning. That's what made me take the IWM puts. We hit those good. You guys see this 47.02 held perfectly almost as support here. Bounced off it, then just kind of sideways all day inside this range. So 47.02 to 47.40 is the range you need to be watching on ES right now. VIX, nothing much there. We are still in this range that I told you yesterday. So we broke below this low. So now the range is from 1634 to 1869. That's all you need to watch on VIX. If it goes over, the market will come down more. If it goes under it, the market can keep melting up back to all-time highs. Bitcoin. So I was pointing something out in the group if you guys weren't around or got bored and left for a while. There is something happening on Bitcoin. So back here, we had this huge dump off. We had support down here at 30K. We touched the support. We kind of flagged out down there. Everyone thought we were going to break lower. And we held the support and we kind of moved up, right? And then right on June 16th or 19th, June 16, 17, right here, one of these 2 days, the 50-day, which is this light blue, light tealish line, crossed underneath the 200-day. That's called a death cross. And as soon as that happened, we dumped right back and we tested support again. And then we just chopped around at 30K for a long time, and then we finally took off. So right now, Bitcoin is in the exact same process. We dumped down, tested the support. Now the support is 40K, so that's always good. The floor has moved up 10K. Or 20K, what? No, 10K. So $10,000 higher support now. Same exact thing, same down. 50-day is going to cross that 200, it looks like. When it crosses down, we should get a retest of this support, maybe some consolidation there, and then we can possibly rip. I'm still in cash in all my Bitcoin in my crypto account, and I'll likely be cash unless I see a clear scenario like that forming. Like right here, imagine how many people bought the dip right here, and then they just sat around for 2 months in their positions doing nothing at all. It was actually like 3 months, from May all the way till like end of July. So almost 3 months they just sat around watching Bitcoin do nothing, get scared, stress themselves out. Let's just wait for the death cross. Let's see if we get another rejection. If we don't, I'll buy it higher. I mean, it's not that big a deal for me. Miss out on some gains just to confirm the bottom. That's better for me than just trying to guess the bottom. SQQQ, we are still in the calls. I'm still hedged with these calls for next week. Just a lot of volatility in the market. I seen huge orders for SQQ hit today. Huge call orders, like $500,000 plus over and over again. Just looks like a higher low is forming here. Again, like I told you guys, when we set a low, we don't just go straight to highs. It usually changes the daily trend. So if this is the low here, right here, and then this is the lower high here. If this is the low now, so higher low, higher high, higher low. If the market wants to get drippy, if the market wants to start coming down, then this is how they change the daily trend on SQQQ. So let's see if today's low holds tomorrow, this can make another move up. Yields came down nicely today. That was part of the tech move. As I said, we are a multi-month breakout on TNX, which is the yields. And right now we're just kind of back testing that breakout here, if you guys look. So this is kind of a resistance / support area. Once we got through, let's see if it holds as support now. If the TNX holds this support area and starts going up again, this market can come down really quickly again. And let's go over some other charts now. Yeah, I'll go over Boeing, don't worry. So we got Adobe here. We were short. Why were we short? Again, in downtrends, guys, it usually just bounces to the 8-day and then rejects and rolls over again. It's exactly what you see on a bunch of stocks here, especially Adobe. It's very clear. So ever since they dumped down here, They bounce it to the 8-day with little buying volume, roll it over again, bounce it to the 8-day. Do they roll it over again? I mean, as long as these downtrends are intact, it's easier to be bullish than bearish. I mean, bearish than bullish, guys. So as long as it stays under the 8-day moving average here, Adobe is a great short in my opinion. We got SE here. This one closed above the 8-day, which was surprising. Actually, 8 days at 198.81. We closed today at 261. So we closed a little bit above the 8-day. Back here, we also closed above the 8-day, and then we gapped right underneath it. So it's not an exact science, but you guys see right from the beginning of the downtrend, just major sell-off, oversold bounce to 8-day, major sell-off, oversold bounce to 8-day, major sell-off, oversold bounce to 8-day, over and over and over again. So how can anyone predict that this is the bottom? You can't. Like, unless we get some follow-through, unless we put in a higher low and a higher high to change the trend, right now it's all just downtrends across the board in a lot of names. Facebook took these calls this morning based on the inflation number coming in line, based on market ripping, and Facebook was ready. I mean, this was a support line that we were watching. We got long this day. We sold those ones. Yesterday was a big day, and then today we were looking for continuation here to come back to at least the 200-day and this tiny resistance line here. So that's what I was looking for on Facebook this morning. But it was a complete bull trap. Like you guys seen right here, complete rip pre-market, never got back to pre-market highs, failed. I held through here because it was holding my 332.74, went up again, could have sold here for break even, I pointed out in the group, but then we came down and we broke that little support here. So that exited the trade for me. I wanted to focus on other things, and as you see, it was just chop for the rest of the day. Tesla was very, very strong today compared to the rest of the market, so good relative strength there in Tesla. Not really a pattern forming here, in my opinion, technically. Just kind of looks like a bear flag, and it has just as much equal chance. So big move down, flag, and go. Let's see. Would you guys long this? Let's see this 1 second. How did I do it again? Option I. So this is Tesla charts inverted, guys. Look at this. Big run, bull flag. Does it go? Inverted, it looks like it's a bull flag, right? So the exact same thing looks like a bear flag. Big move down, little oversold bounce, and do we roll over or do we continue? Tesla's a very, very hard short. I don't have to tell you this. I usually avoid puts on Tesla. There's a cult following on this stock. So it's very hard to short this one. But all I'm saying is, guys, if you're going to take this long, then this is a short. Okay? So just pay attention to that. Your mind automatically makes you want to look for longs instead of shorts. Home Depot here, we're in the 380s for next week. Why did I take it? 393 was a very key level for me. Also, 50-day is, we're underneath the 50-day. This looks like a very toppy pattern. 415.89, 416 area is the top right now. It's a double top. And we rolled over, we broke the 50-day. Now we're bear flagging. It's the exact same thing as I just said on Tesla. If you flip over this Home Depot chart, this looks like a double bottom, and then we reclaim the 50-day and we want to go long to 330, right? So why wouldn't I go short when it looks like this? It's the exact same chart, it's just flipped over, guys. So I'm in puts right now. There is a gap fill all the way down to 373. This is almost an A+ setup for me. It almost rejected my line, 393.41. It rejected today at 393.45. So within 4 cents rejection, perfect rejection under the 50-day. Gap fill below. Everything looks great to me in Home Depot here. Even that little rip at the end just to paint the candle green, I don't really care for it. I will probably add to these on Friday, as a matter of fact. Just weak. The market actually bounced around here. Home Depot had no bounce, just straight down in a line. So it shows sellers are there. Let's see where it goes tomorrow. Amazon, it's really tough for me to long. It looks good, like it went sideways, like Ricky said, all day, but we closed below this line again. So I had 2 lines I told you guys on Amazon. This candle was super bullish. This is when sellers are exhausted, and then only buyers are there, right? So big hammer candle reversal. Next day we got some follow through, which was yesterday. But it rejected at this neckline on this little head and shoulders here yesterday. So yesterday it rejected on this little neckline. Today we went up and tested it again. We closed below it again. So it looks like it's rejecting this little neckline, which is around 33.30. It needs to get over 33.30 and hold before I even think about a long here. Spreads could work like Ricky did, but just naked calls alone or naked puts alone or naked calls alone are tough on Amazon for me, just because they're so expensive, and if you're wrong, it's a big loss, right? And again, this one did close above the 8-day moving average, but it closed near the low. Like it's not set up for me to take naked calls on it alone. If you want to play Amazon, I'd play spreads with Ricky. He knows the stock best. But CVNA, we took these puts today. I seen some massive flow. I sent it in the group. Chart looks like trash. You've seen some news. GM is getting in the same business. CVNA is the only company in that whole sector that's actually losing revenue quarter after quarter. Big bear volume today. Big downtrend. And same thing, guys. Flip the chart over. This is a very strong uptrend if you flip the chart over. And we're just bull flagging out here before the breakout. It's the exact same thing to the downside. Very, very strong downtrend. Bear flagging out. It looks like it's holding on for dear life here. If it loses today's low, next low is 171.80, and below that we're in the money, and we have till March. PDD, I took these calls today. This is a weekly chart. China did look really, really good, really strong compared to the rest of the market here. I have those arrows here. I'll show you the arrows first. So this is after hours activity in PDD for the last little while. As you can see, it goes up a little bit pre-market, and then the last hour before market opens, it rips. And then flat all day, and then same thing here, flat, little bit up in pre-market, last hour of pre-market, it rips up, opens, flat, and the same kind of thing happened today, little bit up in pre-market, up, but we didn't get that big spike. Well, it's the exact same pattern, guys. Big spike pre-market, flat. Big spike pre-market, flat. Do we get another big spike tomorrow and open up at 65 in the money? Let's see. I think it's worth the shot. Safer play on PDD would probably be next week, or wait till it consolidates a few days. But other than that, let's see if it follows a pattern. China has been showing strength, and it looks like it's trying to reverse. Let's see if we get that reversal. On the daily, it kind of looks like it's been up for 4 days straight, so it just needed a little bit of rest, but it did break through a bunch of resistances here. We're above the 8-day and the 21-day, so let's see if we get a big move on PDD tomorrow or Friday. We've got 2 more days. That's all I'm watching for on that one. It's the same story with all the Chinese stocks, Baba, Baidu, everything. So BA, I guess I already have a channel drawn on here. So Boeing closed that low of the day. It showed some kind of strength, relative strength today. I guess I was watching this channel. Let me see. Okay. So basically from the high, the highs are clearly marked, the lows are clearly marked. I don't know what to tell you. We're right at the high here. It looked like it rejected hard from the top of the candle, from the top of the channel. Why do I say that? We closed near the low of the day, and we're right at the top of the channel. So it's a tough trade here, in my opinion, Boeing. We have to get through this little resistance here. Above today's high, over 222, is a long on Baba, in my opinion. I mean, Boeing, sorry. Above 222 is a long. Below today's low is a short. So that's all I can say on Boeing right now. If you're already in, I mean, you have to give it till tomorrow. It has to either take out today's high or today's low. If it takes out today's high, it can break out of this channel and start going. But for right now, it's pretty clear resistance, and it looks like we rejected it today, and we can make our way back to the bottom of the channel possibly. So other than that, especially on days like today, guys, where the market's just completely sideways, completely chop, like even intraday, like the beginning of the day was fun, but if you traded from 11:30 till close here, it was basically all chop, and the moves took so long that the premium was coming out of the options as well. Market makers know exactly what they're doing here, and wait for a trend, wait for an A+ setup, especially in this kind of market. If you guys just keep trading and trading and trading, take one loss and then try to make it up with another one, you're gonna get crushed. So just be patient, wait for it. There will be time to be aggressive in trades, I promise, but now is not that time. Just